What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. This is for entertainment purposes only. So, I had one loss this week and a couple of small wins, but I still ended the week slightly down, like 120 bucks. So Aussie CAD kind of got me pretty good. Just the way it happened, you know, I was looking for this zone for potentially a bounce from here, and yeah, and I had my stop above this high, and price came straight up and stopped me out immediately. But you can see by the end of the week it pushed right back down on the weekly candle and closed within that box. So if I didn't have a stop, I wouldn't have taken as bad of a loss, and I probably could have got out for, well, shit, almost break even. If I had exited right there, it would have been break even. So, you know, it is what it is. And then when you don't put a stop, you take an absolutely like mortifying loss. So it's like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. You just gotta, it is what it is. You have to keep just moving forward. Aussie Swiss franc, I did take my stop off, to be honest, because this just is worth, it's worth the risk to me. It's a huge weekly level. I mean, it's a huge weekly level of resistance, and we're like, I mean, it's close. We're right there. I was in profit for a bit. Yeah, it pushed up, filled my order. Would have stopped me out, but didn't. Came straight back down. I was in profit for a minute, and then it just started wiggling its way back up. But now it looks like it's starting to turn over here. So I don't know if this will wiggle its way back down and just go sideways for a bit, but I'm going to see what happens. I may try to get out for break even, or not sure. I really don't want to be in a lot of trades until the Fed meeting, and that's the thing. We're at some crucial areas. The dollar especially is sitting, I mean, look at that. The last two weekly candles, it did nothing but just move sideways, up and down, up and down, up and down. They're just wasting time here, because this is a big area. This is like, are we going up for a little while longer, or are we going down? And I think once we break this and we start heading down, it's going, and it's going to keep going to zero. Maybe not overnight, but yeah, I honestly believe the dollar is just going to keep going. So if this doesn't go back up from here, and maybe go a little bit higher, maybe take this high out and then start coming down, or maybe it makes a lower high and then starts coming down, I don't know. But we break to the downside, yeah, there goes the dollar. Dollar go down. So Euro USD, this, you know, I had my position here, it dropped, came back up, dropped. I took profit there because I had a funny feeling it was coming back up. It did. I got back in here, it dropped. I took profit again somewhere on one of these blue candles, and then I put another sell order up here, and then all of a sudden we got a lower high and another lower high, and I'm like, uh-oh. Then it broke to the downside, came up into this area of resistance, and I'm like, yeah, I'll throw in a small position and see if we get another bounce down from there. We shall see. So yeah, I had a couple of small wins there, but nothing major. And USD CAD, this was an interesting one. Very, very interesting. This came screaming down and just barely missed my order, and then went flying up. And I was like, damn it, I missed it. I missed it. And I'm like, oh well, I'm going to leave my order right where it is. I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to FOMO in, because I would have entered up here. And I used to do that shit all the time. Oh crap, there's the wick. I got to get in. And then you get in, and then it just keeps going down. So I remained calm this week, and I just left my order right where it was. And price came down right on Friday, filled my order, and it's slightly in profit. But it's at a crucial area as well. You know, USD CAD is bullish overall so far. We have this monthly resistance trend line that we broke out of, came down, tested it once, pushed off again. Now we're coming back down for the second retest of that level on the monthly and weekly chart. So, I mean, it's either this breaks to the downside and this continues down, or this comes up and takes out this double top minimum, is kind of what I was thinking, because I think the Canadian dollar is a little more bearish than the US dollar. But yeah, again, I don't want to place any more trades until the Fed meeting happens this week. And I'm going to try and maybe set things to break even, or try to get out of, like USD CAD, I'll probably try to set it to break even or something and then watch it. And then Euro USD and Aussie Swiss franc, I'm going to try to get out at break even or slightly in profit or something. I'm going to try my best until the Fed meeting. And then once the Fed meeting happens and we get clear direction, then we'll just wait for the retracements and go for further moves in that same direction. I think that would be the wisest thing to do, but so I'm trying to choose my words extremely carefully here. You know, I was never into politics. I never really cared. It kind of just stressed me out. But I wanted to learn money. Honest to God, I wanted to learn money, charts, and like, you know, that's kind of like what I'm doing on YouTube, is like trying to learn how to use the charts, use history, use data, and follow the money, right? Follow the money. The money always tells the truth. You know, you can look back in history and see something like, oh, that happened back then. You know, I wonder, right? So USD CAD, for instance, in 2015 or 2016, it went up and hit this big area here and rejected from there. And like five years later, here we are again. It's going back up into that same area. Well, in the past, it rejected from that area. So now we're here. Could that happen again? The answer is yes, it could happen again, right? And it did. And that's kind of the whole point of looking back and understanding what happened in the past. And understanding like how things were when we were on the gold standard, although like probably none of us were alive then, but you know, I started following the money, and then with all of this like uncertainty and fear and just disaster, it looks like, you know, like the whole world is in chaos, there's war going on. I just wanted to search for just a glimpse, a freaking piece of hope that things would get better. Anything to say that possibly things will get better. And you know, I'm always looking, I'm always searching, and I know I have to be very careful here. And you'll notice that people, the word conspiracy theorist and cult is thrown around a lot. But if you think back, the history thing here, you think back to the guy who was screaming, hey, there's this area, you know, 56 or what, area 41 or whatever. And they're doing experiments on aliens, and everybody called him crazy. Like, you're a conspiracy theorist. You're absolutely out of your mind. Come to find out, he was telling the truth. There was an area that they were testing on whatever, but it was there. You know what I mean? So, could that happen again? Well, looking back in history, if it happened once, chances are, more than likely, it could happen again. So you should definitely look into this little piece of information here. It's NESARA, National Economic Security and Recovery Act. It is a set of proposed economic reforms for the United States suggested during the 1990s by a private citizen. I'm not going to say his name just in case, but he claimed that the proposal, which included replacing income tax with a national sales tax, abolishing compound interest on secured loans, and returning to a bimetallic currency, which would mean a currency backed by gold, would result in 0% inflation and a more stable economy. The proposals were never introduced before Congress. And then it goes on to say about, oh, it's a conspiracy theory, it's a this, it's a that, you know what I mean? But you notice this is from the 1990s, right? And you look at Putin and you say, well, he's a scumbag, he's an idiot. And yeah, maybe he is those things, but he's not stupid, is he? I mean, he's been buying up gold like there's no tomorrow. All of the central banks all over the world, all of a sudden, have been buying up gold as fast as they can get their hands on it. Why is that? Think about it. Why is that happening? And you can go look it up for yourself if the central banks are buying up gold or not. But if we were to go back to, say, a gold standard where our currency was backed by gold, it could fix a lot of problems. A lot of problems. And not just for us. That's the cool thing. It could fix problems for like people in Africa and every other country. You know what I mean? It would make their current... You notice some of the bills from these other countries, they're like $10,000, $100,000 on one bill. And it's like crazy. The value just kept going down, so they just started printing bigger bills. But it was still worth like nothing. Which is crazy. So if we go back to the gold standard, all of a sudden their bills are going to become worth a lot more. They're going to have more purchasing power. And there's going to be more like equality across the board. You know, I think if everybody, you know, was able to eat and get the medications they need and live a normal life without being bothered or held down by government, I think there would be peace. There wouldn't be massive shootings and all of this, like, chaos that's going on now. It's because people they're angry. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's disgusting, absolutely disgusting, especially in the United States. I mean, especially in the United States, that there's people that need medications to function, to survive, to like live a normal life. If they don't have these medications, they can't do anything. They can't work, they can't make money, they can't do anything. You know what I mean? And these medications cost $8,000 for one dose or $4,000 for one dose. Like, that's absolutely insane. And these people should have access to these medications for nothing if need be. You know what I mean? Nobody should suffer like that because of, you know, greed and whatever else. But also, I would go and check out this website, the originalmarkz.com. There's a lot of like podcasts on here. And there's a lot of people that call in. And I mean, this guy's been researching this kind of stuff for years and years and years. And he's got a nice little podcast here. And the more I listen, like I've been kind of going from the most recent and then just working my way backwards until a new one comes out. Then I'll watch that and then keep working my way backwards. But every time I listen to one of these, it gives me a little bit more hope, which is the cool thing. Like, there's a lot of hope here. A lot of hope that things are going to change soon. And him and a lot of other people seem to think that these changes are coming very, very soon. Like, I can't exactly say everything, but I think there's some good Samaritans out there that are compiling information against these bad actors that are out there. And eventually, once all the cards fall into place, these bad actors are going to be held accountable for their actions. And people are going to see the truth finally, I think. I mean, I hope. And hopefully, you know, things go back to peace. That would be absolutely amazing. And I honestly, I don't think there's going to be a need for a revolution. I don't think there's going to be need for guns or more bloodshed. I think it's going to just, I think war's going to stop. But, you know, then again, if you're wrong, guns are an insurance policy, right? But I honestly, I don't think they're going to be needed. I mean, I really hope not. I don't want to see anyone else get killed over like just stupid shit. It's absolutely ridiculous. But look into it for yourself and let me know what you think. If you think I'm fucking crazy, let me know. You wouldn't be the first person. And you won't be the last. But yeah, anyways, that's it. See you later.